My name is New-Bohner, and I want to speak to you about my case and about a revolution long overdue for the kidnapping of our children. Child Protective Services is a terrorist cell operating in the United States. They devour families and steal children so they can profit from them while funneling billions of federal dollars into the states through the Safe Families Act and Title IV funding. 60% of trafficked children are done so in state custody. The Franklin scandal shows that this sex trafficking has gone on for over 30 years. I've been fighting for my oldest child for the last 6 years, winning my first appeal in 2011. Now, 3.5 years later, I'm still waiting for due process and the return of my child. My judge has ignored the higher court rulings 3 times now. I have won a partial Supreme Court decision, 3 appeals, and 3 void judgments of the termination of my parental rights. And I've only seen my daughter once in the last 3.5 years. I am in front of Denver juvenile corrupt judge Donna Schmalberger, who has betrayed her oath of office to uphold the Constitution. My child has been sold into slavery as a tool to give guardian ad litems power over parents in Colorado. They now have the power to withhold medical records from parents because of my case. My child has not been returned to me because they don't want to lose this partial Supreme Court decision giving guardian ad litems this power. They illegally obtained a dependency and neglect action against me whilst I was seeking medical attention for my child. This no-fault DNN is in violation of the Colorado House Bill 1099, the Child Mental Health Act. Dishonorable Judge Schmalberger, the Denver Department of Human Services, and guardian ad litem Chris Henderson have ignored recommendations by the only psychologist to have observed me and my child. He recommended full reintegration. The department's attorney, Catherine McKenzie, and Child Protective Ombudsman Dennis Goodwin disallowed my request for a citizen's review. This is a procedure set in place under the Children's Code to protect families from department abuses. Yet Penny May, Catherine McKenzie, and Dennis Goodwin have all blocked my repeated requests for a citizen's review of my case. 9 months ago, Judge Schmalberger said on the record that she believed it would be in my child's best interest to have monthly visits with her mother. After issuing a second termination of my parental rights, this statement of monthly visits was said to please a courtroom full of court watchers, yet it was never put into the minute orders. This is a violation of the judicial canons and is grounds for removal from the bench and disbarment. All these years lost, and you continue to deny due process. You have allowed the department to pay counselors to recommend against parenting time and to recommend for termination without ever observing me with my child. And this is a violation by the Department of Regulatory Agencies that holds their very licenses. I wonder how many families and children you've destroyed with your unethical practices and your incompetence. Donna Schmalberger, I have a message for you. You have torn me down, but God has built me up. You nearly destroyed me, but He has given me strength and courage to fight you. And I will never give up, and I will never stop until you are off the bench and my child is returned. I am asking my supporters to picket outside Judge Donna Schmalberger's home and business address whenever you have the time to do so, and I realize that this is a hefty request, but she must be removed. Her home address is 1600 Jackson Street, Denver, Colorado, 80206. Her business address is a law firm owned by her and her husband, 1556 William Street, Denver, Colorado, 80218. Please do not block the traffic. Picket peacefully until she decides to remove herself from the bench or until the powers that be remove her. The Denver Post recently reported that the Denver Department of Human Services Child Protection Division has placed several children with known sex offenders and child abusers. This criminal organization must be shut down. I am asking fellow victims and citizens wanting change to get involved. Start filing lawsuits across the country, and if you have successfully filed, share that with the rest of us. Make it a goal to have your lawsuits filed by the end of 2014. Start protesting and speaking out until we put an end to this terrorist cell. Participate in court watch and help other victims. File liens and lis pendens against your judge's properties and assets and everyone named in your lawsuit. Please share my video over and over again until we have successfully shut down Child Protective Services across the nation.